Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Rise Again Network. This is a community I am building for every woman who is discovering themselves, who is rebuilding their lives after failure. You know, if you watch my videos, the ones I've posted before, you will understand that I have talked about the different phases of failure a woman can face and how to rebuild from there. So today I am going to share a story. It's about a conversation I had with a friend yesterday. This person just called to just, catch up with me because it's been a while. And we got talking, and I got to realize that there is every reason to build this community, because so many of us who nothing was handed down to started from nothing or from little help, and then we grew, and then we grew from the little help we got or from our own help from where we started from, And then, like I said in the past also, failure is something we all will encounter in our journey at different points. Because the only person who will beat their chest and say that they don't know failure, or failure can never happen to them, or they can never encounter failure in any phase of their life, is people who are doing nothing. Is those who are not making effort, like those who are not planting, those who have no hope of harvesting. They don't want to do anything. Those are the people that I will tell you that will confidently come out and say that they don't know what failure is, and it can never happen to them. But you or me, who is doing something, who is building, who has a purpose, who has a vision, who has a mission, who has something that is urging them on, who wants to leave a legacy that will uplift them. At different point, you must, it is non-negotiable. You see failure, it's in different capacity. You will surely experience it. It will come. So prepare your mind for it. So what happens when it comes? Because for me, who nobody guided, like I said in the past, I was self-made. I will call myself self-made because everything I did was from trial and error. I started, no mentor, no guidance, no guidelines, no guidance from anybody. So it was all trial and error for me. So when I tell you that failure in its beautiful shapes and forms, I have experienced them, I have lived them, and I told myself, Nkechi, none of this would define you. And I kept rebuilding, I kept at it, I kept implementing the lessons, I kept going back to my diary to say, okay, this happened, how do I avoid this from happening again? You understand? So there is no shame in it. There is no shame in saying, yes, I failed in the past. Yes, I've failed a couple of times. And this is me. This is my rebuilding phase. This is my rebuilding journey. this okay, it's even okay, I want to take a rest and then pull myself together again to start again. All these are okay. So far, you do not quit on yourself. So far, you do not draw the curtain. You will surely rebuild and you will get to that destination. So let me not digress. So this conversation I was having with a friend yesterday, and we got talking. I allowed her, I listened to her, I gave her my time and attention, and she felt my presence because it was all about her yesterday. So when she was becoming overwhelmed with everything she was sharing, her story, her journey, and everything in between, then that was when I so when it was time for me to step in and let her know that she is not alone on this journey. And when I thought that I can certainly relate to whatever she's talking about, the failures, the setbacks, you know, the thought of thinking that 1 year, 2 years, 7 years, I will move from E to H, and then you realize that it is slower than you have ever thought, and you realize that growth does not run so smooth. Sometimes there are potholes, sometimes there are challenges that you never even envisioned, and then you have to sit down with them, you have to figure out a solution. So I let her know that although she's talking about, I can certainly relate, and she is not alone on this journey. And she was like, no, 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 you can't, like, you, I know, like, she was still making reference to everything, because this particular person, she knows me, she knows Onad Investment Nigerian Limited. She knows the capacity with which we were pulling in 2019, 2020, down to 2023. Because if you can also remember in my previous videos, I mentioned that it got to a point I had to disconnect. I had to tell myself the honest truth that, look, at this point, things have changed. Finances have dropped. You understand? Lifestyle have changed. So I told myself the truth that lifestyle has changed. Things are no longer as it used to be. So it is time for me to be honest, to be truthful to myself, because I believe that I believe that no one can lie to themselves, right? So I told myself, no, Nkechi, look, if you do not want to phase out, you just have to disconnect. So I disconnected from my friends, I disconnected from my close inner circles, because to me that was a time for myself, a time for my reflection. That was the lowest of the low for me. And then I can no longer keep up with the lifestyle they associate me with, right? It was not coming from a place of shame, but a place of honest reflection. Because yes, when you have a vision, you have a purpose, you have something that wakes you up at night, something that makes you happy outside the physical cash. Like sometimes you just find out that happiness is a stranger. It comes and go, very unreliable thing. Like, you can't rely on being happy always, but your purpose will always tap you up from the bed. Your people will always tell you, okay, now look, you can't quit, rather you can pivot from here. So it came from a place of honest reflection for me, and I was telling myself that if I try to fake it to still be, to still impress those that I feel I need to impress, look, I will phase out. It will burn me out. So this is a time for me to go back to my I did go back to myself, and then I disconnected, and that was the best thing, the best decision that I ever took at that phase of my life. Because imagine that I kept trying to appear the same. Probably the little resources that will sustain me and my daughter for the time being, I will spend it in a month or two, still trying to keep up with the person that they used to know. So, and one thing I love about myself is that I really do not impress people. If I'm being kind, if I'm being myself, I'm doing it because I want to be, because it's the right thing to do, right? If I'm giving out, I'm doing it because I want to give out at that time. I have to give out. Not really because I want you to see me as a good person, as a better person. I don't want to be in your good book. I just want to be kind to you, to myself, to humanity. So because I wasn't, everything I was doing for people then, for my friends then, everything I was doing for them, I was doing it, it was coming from a place of genuine kindness. Not because I was impressing them, not because I wanted to be their friend so much, not because I wanted them to sing my praises or anything, or for them to call me a good person. No, I was doing it because giving, being kind, treating people with dignity is me at my core. So it was easy for me to do then, and it was easy for me to disconnect. I say, no, Nkechi, embrace this change with smile, and then go back and think of your next journey, your next step, how to reconnect to. So I told myself it's time to go back to figure out how to reconnect to where I was, and start from there again. So back to my story with my friend yesterday. So when I was telling her, look, friend, I can honestly relate and understand you, your pains, everything you're not even saying, the tone of it in your voice, like I can totally relate and understand all. And she was like, no, like it's been long I heard from you, you know it's been long I even saw you. It's been long I heard from you. At the time, your number wasn't going. And I guess that was when I was not in Nigeria. So you were like, at the point, she could no longer connect me and all that. Or like, okay, maybe that was when I was not in Nigeria. So like, okay, that's, so I told her, baby girl, I can certainly relate to everything you're talking about here. Look, okay, I started sharing a bit of my stories. I said, look, this is what happened in 2023. I told her in 2023, I got divorced. And she shouted, like, how? You never told anyone that she didn't know. She sees my Facebook posts that I never said anything about it. That's how do I mean I was divorced in 2023? And I was like, I said, yes, in 2023 I was divorced. I got divorced in 2023, and that was when everything started, changing. Not because everything wasn't changing because I was depending on anyone while in marriage. No, I was my own. In fact, I was my own founder. In marriage, I was my own backbone. In marriage, I was my own ATM card, right? So things started changing in that 2023, then followed by my divorce, then other series of changes that occurred. And she was like, really, like, how did you survive this? Nobody knew. You never. So as she was shouting, she was so shocked and surprised. How did you survive, changes in business, that huge loss you said you encountered in 2023, followed by your divorce, followed by series of other changes, like how that I never reached out to anyone. She never had any clue that such was happening to me. And I was like, yes, because like do I like come and do the announcement? To what end? What will I gain from the public announcement? Pity? I don't know. I don't really know. Like, that is not me coming out to talk about my marriage I don't know. I don't really. It didn't make sense to me to talk about anything that happened. Even till now, it still doesn't really make sense to me to talk about, the things that happened in marriage. Yes, I'm divorced. Yes, there were a series of failures, challenges, setbacks. Yes, the stories will come out, and at the right time, to the right people that it needs to motivate, not for public pity, you understand, not to entertain people on social media. So I really didn't see the need for it. I was like telling her that, yes, my dear, I didn't reach out to anyone, I didn't share the story because I believe it was not necessary. It's something that I needed to do on my own. I needed to navigate that phase by myself, because I pity will come and go, right? I will still be there crying. So I just needed to build my strength. I just needed to build I just needed to rebuild my mental. I needed to rebuild my mental health. So it is a journey I need to embark by myself, alone. I didn't even tell my family that I divorced. I told my family, I think, after after 5 months of my divorce. That was when I told my family that, look, I'm no longer with my husband, that he has packed out of the house, so we are no longer together. And they were like, when? I was like, months back. And they were like, Jesus, like, yeah. So I didn't even tell my family that I got divorced after some months. So because when your mind is made up, you really do not need to seek anybody's opinion anymore. So it was a decision that I made, and I needed time to process. I needed time to process everything, and then told myself the truth also. Yeah. So I told her that she's not alone, that I can certainly relate, and that one thing I know for sure is that whatever she's going through right now, she will surely come out of it. She will surely bounce back from it. So if with everything I went through, with all the slow growth, because men, with everything that happens so sluggishly, judging by the amount of showing up, effort, consistency, and everything, and then you still realize that you're either gaining one thing, you're either building your character, you're either shaping your mindset, you're either so you realize that while your growth is slow, while you're putting in everything you can, while you're showing up, while you're learning, but you're not seeing the right amount of results, you just find out that you're either getting one thing, either you're making the money as big as you should, or you're building character, or you're gathering experiences, something more. You must gain something, you understand? So after I gave her some words of advice, I motivated her and let her know that she can reach out anytime she wants, anytime she feels she needs a support system, emotionally, in any capacity, that she should always feel free to reach out, because I am building something for women that are broken, for women that the system has broken, for women that marriage broke, for my gallant women that started from nothing, from scratch. Like the way I love women, oh my God, the way I love women who built something by themselves with little help, with no help from anyone. Like I have mad respect for such women, because I know what it is to build in this country, in this system, in this world where women are not given enough recognition, where women are not given enough support, where nothing goes to women, and then you manage to build something from scratch, from little, from what is here, from what is in your hands, from what you could gather. Like the way I respect women and such women. Oh my God. Because I know how hard it is. How hard it is for women to get funding. I know how hard it is for women to get support. So I know how hard the system overlook. I know how hard the system tries to overlook women. So I do not hesitate to rally around such people. And this community I am building, Rise Again, oh my God, it is for such women. Because women need all the support they can get. Because I've been at different phases of my life where I desperately cried to God, to the universe, to send me such support. I've been in that situation where I cried for even someone to pick up their phone and call me and say, Nkechi, I'm just checking up on you. Are you okay? I longed for so long for my phone to beep and I would check, and it's someone saying, I just thought of you. I just want to check up on you. Hope all is well with you. How you coping? How you hanging in there? I longed for someone to come, especially during my divorce phase. I knew during the time I was having challenges in business, I wasn't seeking and praying for someone to be around me like the way I prayed for it during my divorce, because that took a very heavy toll on me. Like, it broke me emotionally, it broke me in different capacity, because where you have invested so much, where you thought that okay, there is something to gather here, and then you've invested 13 years of your youth. You invested 13 years of your beautiful youth in. So I needed that support. I needed it so much during that period. And it didn't come. Like, it didn't. Until, like, God and the universe listens, right? Until I met, not how did I meet Fatoumata? I can't tell how Fatoumata came into my life. It was a miracle, right? Like I said. And she came into my life at that point of my divorce, where I was praying for that beautiful female voice to be around me. And God sent her. She came in form of a boss, of an employer. You understand? And oh God, Fatoumata, wherever you are, may God, in fact, no, I know where you are right now. May God keep blessing you for me. You're such a sweet, beautiful soul. And Fatoumata came into my life. And then I remember what she said to me during my interview with her. And in fact, we connected, right? Beyond just being my employer. So much for an answered prayer, I would say. So I longed for it, and then it didn't come as quick as I prayed for it that period, until I decided that okay, I am no longer going to sit all by myself. It is time to position myself out there. It is time to start building again. It is time to to drop whatever pains I have, just keep it at my back. So it came, and because I decided that it is time to position again, it is time to pivot, it is time to become flexible, right? And then I put myself out there. I embraced a new chapter. Something that will still connect the role, something that will still, this need this to merge. And I put myself out there. And I met Fatoumata. And that was it. So there, beautiful woman, I understand the journey. It is not easy. No one should tell you that it's easy. It is not easy. Like I told my friend yesterday, that she should just build that mindset that it might even become a little tougher more before it starts easing out. So whatever it is, she should embrace it with smile. She shouldn't, leave who she is behind. While those things are happening, she should use that period to rebuild her character. She should use that period to rebuild her mindset. She should use these periods right now to ask herself, what am I made for? Am I just made for marriage? Am I just made for one phase of my life? Or can I be anything I so want and wish to be, which is very possible, because human beings have so many capabilities. So that was what I told her yesterday. I told her that I am the community she needs right now. Anything she needs, she should always reach out. I'm not saying I have everything to give her, but I believe she needs someone beside her. She needs a woman beside her. She needs a woman beside her who have navigated the phase she's currently in. So that is why this community is so important to me. It is so dear to my heart. Rise Again, because I've been there and I know the process of rebuilding, of rising from failure, from limitation, from challenges, from anything that would have given you a final full stop. So I'm building this community for women like her, for women like myself, for women out there who needs a voice to listen to, who needs a real story of failure, who needs a real community around them. That is why I am building this community. And I hope by the special grace of God that women will keep discovering that they are made for more, and they have everything it takes to build, to rebuild, to mentor, to inspire, to fund, to build that inspiration that they wish they had in the past. They can be it for the future generation. And that is why I'm building this network for my daughter, for your daughter, for you, for every woman out there who needs a community around them. Because women are gods. Women have so much ability to do great things. All we need is the right support. All we need is the right voice. All we need is the right community. And that, my dearest beautiful women, is what I am building for us. It is what I'm building for the next generation. And by the special grace of God, we will get there. We'll always have that support, that voice to listen to. Because more women. Thank you for being here on this journey with me. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. And in your own capacity, please also try to inspire. Also try to motivate. Also try to build. Also try to be the strength, the inspiration other women around you needs. Please build and not tear down. Please collaborate and not compete. Please mentor and not tear down. Because we need each other. We need a community around us. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you.